Okay, this week we are going to finish up our study on the Civil War. But before we do, we have a couple more lessons to go through. This one is called Rebuilding a Nation. Your book defines the Civil War as being a turning point. Turning point means it's a moment when things change forever. For example, you might think in your life, I don't know, let's say for example, when you have a new baby brother or sister, at that point you know, okay, my life is now going to change, and it's going to change forever. For us, for myself and Miss Bird, it's when we knew we were going to have children. Our lives have totally changed. Reconstruction, that's the plan that Lincoln comes up with. Reconstruction means that he wants to bring the South back into the North. I've drawn kind of like puzzle pieces here. He wants to bring the two groups back together as quickly as possible. And this is after the Civil War. Alright, we have a couple of plans here, or differences between the North and the South, or between Lincoln and the North, excuse me. First of all, the topic is Reconstruction. Like I said in the previous slide, it means bringing the country together. Lincoln wanted the South to rejoin quickly, join the Union quickly. He also wanted to treat the South with respect. This is something that you can read in some of his writings. He talks about that, you know, I don't want, he says, with malice toward none. That means I don't want anyone to be angry. I don't want the South to be angry with the North. I don't want the North to be angry with the South. Rather, I want us to all get along and treat each other with respect. Many Northerners had a different view on this, especially the Republican Party. They kind of disagreed with Lincoln. Lincoln was a Republican, but they still could not get together on a couple of issues. Many of the North said, hey, look, they're the ones that started this. Punish them. They wanted to punish the South, and they wanted to change the way things were done in the South. One of the things Lincoln wanted to allow former Confederate soldiers and generals to be allowed to be in Congress. Many of the Northerners said, absolutely not. We don't want them working with us. We don't want them in Congress. We just totally don't want them around in the government whatsoever. Many in the North also wanted to protect the rights of African Americans. Lincoln, yeah, he's for that. He wants to work together, and let's help the African Americans get their rights. These were just some differences that they had with each other. The main point is Lincoln wanted to treat them with respect, those in the South. People in the North wanted, the Northerners wanted to treat the South harshly or to punish them. Alright, Lincoln and Congress were about to reach a compromise, and then tragedy strikes on April the 14th, 1865. Disaster struck. We'll learn more about that in just a few minutes, about how Lincoln and Mrs. Lincoln and a couple other people went to Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. to see a play, and something disastrous happens. I'll go ahead and kind of tell you a little bit about that. We know how Lincoln goes to the theater to see Our American Cousin, and while he's there he is assassinated. We'll talk about what that means. Andrew Johnson was the vice president. Remember, he's from East Tennessee. Andrew Johnson becomes president, and he wants to continue Lincoln's plan for Reconstruction. During this time of Reconstruction, we set up what's called the Freedmen's Bureau. This is it's an organization that will help former slaves receive their education, receive money, medical attention, not necessarily just for slaves, but for everybody in the South. The poor African Americans and the poor whites that were living in the South could also receive help too. And this provides them medical care, money, legal assistance, anything that they might need to help them get back up on their feet. In 1867, one of the things that the difference is Lincoln and the Northerners, or Lincoln and Congress, had was that Congress wanted to take control of Reconstruction. Lincoln said, no, if you guys take control of Reconstruction, things are going to be you're going to treat the South harshly. Well, in 1867, Congress starts its own Reconstruction Plan. In the process of this, they make up a bunch of new rules, and they decide to impeach President Johnson because they said he broke one of our new rules. Well, that's kind of like changing the rules in the middle of a game. A couple of changes that take place in the Constitution. We come up with the 13th Amendment. It says slavery is over. There's no more slavery in the United States. It's illegal. We have the 14th Amendment. It says the states could not write the limits of the citizens, no matter what color they are, black or white, African, Mexican American, whatever nationality they are. If they are American citizens, you cannot limit their rights. We also have the 15th Amendment. Now this is important because it says all men can vote. Now girls, sorry, but it's not until 1920 that women are given the right to vote. And we'll learn about that at another time. 13th Amendment, no slavery. 14th Amendment, states could not limit the rights of the citizens. 15th Amendment, all men can vote.